we're going to present with Balaguer from Castells, Madrid, and myself, impact producer in social documentary. And basically, what we wanted to research here is about documentary cinema as a medium for activism and social change. As you can see, there has been several actors through its history, especially documentarians, such as, for example, Gifreu, who conceived the documentary as a committed documentary, for example, instead of the other models, like, for example, Robert Flaherty in Look of the North, that has differential points of view between Bertov. But in any case, both of them consider the documentary and the high potential for connection with activism and social change. So in the 60s, we saw a rise of social documentary filmmaking, especially through militant cinemas like Newsreel in the States, and especially in Latin America. In Latin America, we can see the concept of third cinema, in which, for example, movies like La Hora de los Hornos from Getino and Solanas, 1968, or La Batalla de Chile by Peter Guzmán from 75 till 79, it's a documentary series which is very interesting, would show or get a glimpse of that historical value from Latin America in that sense. Then we jump into the 2000, and then the documentary gained popularity. There we can find, for example, movies such as Fahrenheit 9/11 from 2004 from Michael Moore, and Uncommon Truth from Al Gore from 2006. And here we see that basically modes of Bill Nichols, such as, for example, a performative documentary or a physical documentary, they have become very important instead of the traditional ones, which are observational, for example, or reflexive, even other ways or ways of telling stories. So if we take all these references that we worked in our research, we see that basically starting from 2000, 2010, we saw the emergence and consolidation of impact producer, which was the moment in time. It has been a lot of moments, but this moment is specifically interesting for several non-profit organizations designed in the way they design strategies for generating impact through documentaries. And you can see here on the screen some of them. Dog Society is one of the most well-known of them, but Film Fund, Film Festival as well. They add some interesting things to this formula, and the network of professionals, global impact producers, for example, Alia, Jipa, and other projects, especially in Latin America as well. So if we try to come up with a definition, we can say, according to Dog Society 2019, that the impact producer is a new figure, is a new professional profile that we can consider as a person who is responsible for maximizing a film's potential for social change. So how we did this research, my colleague will continue with this.